Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I will be sharing various tips for an efficient start to your farm life in the new Storia Seasons Grand Bazaar remake. Many of these tips will be relevant as you learn how to level your bazaar rank and rake in the profits. All you need is a routine to settle into. I personally enjoy being at least a little optimized when I start a new farming sim, but even if you're playing more casually, these tips should help you get started on the right track to make the experience that much smoother. Leave a like if you learned something new, and let's begin. Your first several days will feel a little slow until the bazaar opens on Saturday, but you'll unlock quite a few things over the course of your first week. Everything unlocks through story progression and by ranking up at the bazaar. So in the first several days, focus on prioritizing introducing yourself to everyone in town, gather all of the forage items you come across, and plant the crops you're given and water them twice a day, once in the morning and again in the evening. You're given a little bit of money from the bazaar tutorial, so be sure to visit Miguel's shop in the town plaza for more crop seeds and fertilizer after checking what is trending at the bazaar. I'll talk more about trends later in the video. Check your mailbox each morning and open the mail tab from the main menu to check on what gifts were sent to you. Any farm title rewards, like free crop seeds, are super useful early on. Just remember to prioritize growing crops that will benefit from trends. You can pick and choose which items to place in your inventory, which is great given the limited storage space, and storage space is valuable. You will seriously be lacking storage room until you can raise enough money to get it upgraded. If you do happen to run out of space, just throw some stuff on the ground to make room. Items dropped on the ground will disappear after 2 days, and crops will lose freshness, so be careful with this tip. Freshness is a mechanic that plays pretty heavily into the quality and the selling price of an item, and items placed in storage will stay preserved longer, so don't forget to place fresh items in your storage. If an item loses freshness, they can be processed at the windmill to restore some of their freshness. Speaking of storage space, the rucksack starts with 16 slots, and the storage in your home starts with 24 empty slots. I highly recommend saving up 5,000 gold to upgrade your storage and maybe even your rucksack for an additional 5,000 gold at your first bazaar. I know that 10,000 gold sounds like a lot, but it's totally possible if you prioritize trends wisely. Keep in mind you can upgrade your rucksack and start an expansion on the same day, but take note that any additional farm upgrades have to be made the following week at the next bazaar. For anyone who hasn't played the original, a quick way to make quick money was jumping in and out of ponds or the river in town to retrieve random items, and on occasion, very valuable items. But swimming has been removed in this remake, and if you try to swim, you will take a hit to your stamina. Remember, your stamina is precious, especially in the early days. You can eat meals to restore stamina, but don't forget to take a bath in your farmhouse too. A moderate amount of stamina can be recovered every 10-ish hours by using the bath in your home. If you time this right, you can take 2 baths per day before bedtime. Something you should think about early on is what order to upgrade your tools and why you should prioritize upgrading them. Tool upgrades require the tool you want to upgrade and an assortment of minerals like iron and copper. By upgrading, you can break larger rocks, catch even bigger fish, even legendary fish, and you can cover a wider area while jumping. However, keep in mind when a tool is being upgraded, you cannot use it, so plan accordingly. I got lucky with 2 rainy days in a row in spring, so my first upgrade was the Copper Plus upgrade for my watering can, letting me water 9 squares with a double jump. Jumping while using a tool will cover a wider area than usual, but be careful, it uses more stamina. Talking to villagers will always give more points when compared to using the greeting command where you can wave to multiple villagers in an area all at once. Both have their uses, but stop in to say hi to your neighbors in between chores when possible. Villagers mostly stay in their homes on rainy days when you don't have to water your crops, so be sure to take time from your other chores to stop by and say hi. If you befriend a villager, they will sometimes send you gifts in the mail like free meals. Do not immediately sell meals that are sent to you in the mail. If you keep them and eat them, you will unlock the cooking recipe for that meal. And don't forget, meals restore stamina and provide various buffs, so use these to your advantage when possible. You will win the first festival, the Flower Festival, if you hand out flowers to everyone in the village on both days of the festival. That's Spring 11th and Spring 12th. I was able to gift 49 flowers total to win the festival. Let me know in the comments how many you were able to hand out. Winning the festival is easier if you unlocked additional villagers before the festival, and winning grants a huge friendship boost to everyone in town, potentially unlocking heart events the next day. Improving your relationships with some of the villagers may even encourage them to open their own stall at the bazaar. Villagers and passerby with requests at the bazaar plaza will open their own stalls at the bazaar. This is actually one of the requirements for increasing the bazaar rank. For example, rank 3 requires 3 additional stalls to open, so the more people you can get to open their own stall, the more quickly you will rank up. The bazaar opens every Saturday and has 2 shifts, the morning shift 10 to 2 and the afternoon shift 3 to 7 p.m., with a break in between these shifts. During the break, you're encouraged to check what the other stalls are selling or to revisit your storage for any items to stock up on. In the beginning, you cannot sell directly from your storage, so be sure to check the trends and take any items you plan on selling with you to the bazaar. You can also stock your bazaar stall the day before in preparation to help keep your hands empty. So many things are unlocked once you increase your rank at the bazaar, so I really recommend churning out trending items as quickly as possible to increase your bazaar rank early on. And speaking of the bazaar, trends, and making money, Felix will send you a letter in the mail on your very first day to tell you what that season's trends are. For example, I got sweet crops, white colored recipes, green colored recipes, and small spring fish. During the first week with this set of trends, I mostly focused on growing turnips to make green colored recipes, and I also made several egg dishes. With these specific set of trends, processed items at the windmill were not super beneficial for me, but keep in mind, items processed at the windmill are much more valuable than selling their base items, and if these items are trending, their value will be even higher. The selling price of items are significantly impacted by trends, and trends change at the beginning of each new season. Trends can be checked in the Bazaar tab at any time. When looking at an item description for meals and other items, the top right shows if that item is currently trending to take out some of the guesswork. So pay attention to trends and their cash value while also maintaining your storage. I know it's a lot to juggle in the beginning, but eventually you'll settle into your own routine and it'll go a lot smoother. After some time has passed and you've increased your bazaar rank, the nature sprites will reveal themselves to you. There are plenty of things they can help you with, but eventually they'll open a trade exchange for various items you find during your gameplay. By trading in items, you will boost the star quality levels of the items you forage, which means higher quality processed items to sell at the bazaar. For example, I traded in a lot of fish with the harvest sprites to increase the star quality of caught fish. Since my trends included small spring fish, my profits were boosted. You'll also receive the glider from the harvest sprites, which will help you reach more areas to mine ores for upgrading your tools at the windmill. But remember, the weather conditions impact how far you can glide. Some areas you may not be able to reach on days where it is less windy. Something I haven't mentioned yet are the changes to animal affection and how breeding works in conjunction with affection levels in this remake. If you're familiar with the breeding system in the Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town remake, it's somewhat similar to that, but I'll explain the difference and how it works. You can purchase adults or baby animals at Ramon's Critter Stall at the bazaar, babies being the least expensive, 4,000 gold, and adults costing 8,000 gold. Babies will take a few days to grow into adults if you feed them daily. Once you've raised their affection, talk to Ramon to breed your animals. Babies will inherit their parents' affection levels, meaning once they age into adults, their products will be higher quality, resulting in higher quality products to use in cooking recipes or for processing at the windmill. This method of affection and breeding is super interesting to me, and I'm really glad they decided to bring it back. Well, that's basically it for my collection of tips to help you get started in Zephyr Town. To be honest, there's so much more I could add here, but that would end up being a super long video. I hope this condensed version can offer some guidance. I'm really enjoying my time with Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, and I hope to have more videos soon, so be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everybody.